Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Miller Wilson podcast. I am one of your two hosts, Nicholas Miller. I'm joined by my second host,
Bailey Wilson.
We are on location at the Sigma Chi House in Johnson City. It's our inaugural episode. First one. We're excited to be here with you guys. Can't wait to get this stuff going. So let's just go ahead and get the ball rolling on this one.
What you been up to, Nick? What you been getting yourself into?
Same old stuff, just different days. Working like a dog. Going to school. Also working like a dog.
At school?
Yeah, and, I get some free time whenever I work for the newspaper. I get to go watch some football, but that's about the only fun I have.
The rest
nowadays.
of it's slaving away?
Yeah. Waking up at 5 o'clock to go work at a nursing home and take people's temperatures. It's,
It doesn't look like it pays very well with the conditions we're in.
Yeah, well,
With
you
the
gotta
setup that we
You gotta
have.
start somewhere. You know, I'm a college student, got bills to pay.
Are you saying on episode 3 we'll be in a mansion?
Yeah, no, episode 3 we're gonna be
In Beverly Hills.
Yeah. No, in a 4-story house, 80 bedrooms.
We should be in the Playboy house by the end of the week, if everything goes to plan.
Well, we might be in a shed. Your grandfather's shed, the podcast headquarters.
Switch the name of the podcast to Shed Talk.
Yeah, Shed Talk. Let us know what you guys want us to call this thing. We're just experimenting with a name right now. If you guys don't like it, first off, we don't care. But second off,
I don't live my life to serve others.
Yep, I'm not a sheep. I'm a wolf.
A lion doesn't concern himself with the opinions of sheep.
Yep. But no, for real, if you guys do not like, if you guys don't mess with the name, go ahead and tell us.
Actually, we're going to go ahead and scratch that. If you guys don't mess with the name, then just don't watch, because that's probably going to be the name sentence.
We need viewers.
Should we have a poll? Or, something where people can write a name and people vote on it?
Yeah, we're having an Instagram page coming soon. YouTube page also coming soon, and that's where you'll see this first video.
We're trying to get on Spotify, Apple Music.
Yep, we got big things in the
iTunes,
works here.
Stuff like that.
But, like Bailey said, this is a work in progress right now where our mic and the computer is sitting on a shed.
A 5-year-old's dresser.
Not a shed, a dresser that I've had since I was 12 years old. Very colorful. It's blue, green, yellow, and red. So, you got all of the primary colors of the rainbow, I think.
I've never been an art guy. So I don't even know what the primary colors are.
We had art in elementary school. You know who paid attention?
Not
this guy.
I remember watching the movie. It was the Spirited Away. You remember that ghost?
Mm-hmm.
The ghost chick?
And then the weird looking girl. Yeah.
She looked like a fish, kinda.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what happened in that movie. I just remember that I was very concerned for the safety and well-being of that child. Whose parents were turned to stone or something by the ghost guy.
It's a very odd movie to be showing elementary school kids. But hey.
I don't think it was appropriate for our age.
Yeah. Well,
Nothing bad happened in the movie, but
it was just odd.
It was definitely not. Our eyes shouldn't have seen it.
No.
Just like in high school, the birthing video you have to watch.
Yeah.
That was the most disgusting thing. I've been on this earth for 19 years, and I've never seen anything more disgusting.
Yep. They want you to know exactly what it's like, which, honestly, I didn't need to see that in junior year of high
If
school.
I ever have kids, I don't think I'm going to be able to be in the same room as them being birthed.
Well, that just means you're weak-minded.
I don't know if I could watch it happen. Maybe if they, if I just look towards, I don't know, just not where it's happening. What if the baby comes out, sideways or something, and they have to do some crazy procedure, and then everything starts going downhill?
Fun fact, my sister was born with a cone head.
What
when she came out, it looked like a cone. The doctor simply said, boom, pushed it down, and her head was normal. No, not a football, like a cone.
No, I'm saying, didn't they,
elongated at the top.
Well, they pushed it down. Stewie's head was...
Yeah, he pushed it down, and
it was long, and he was jumping on the bed, and he hit it on the ceiling.
Oh, yeah.
So was it...
No.
So she came out, and they were like, oh, her head's a little longer than it should be. We're just going to go ahead and just shove it down.
Apparently it wasn't just, a thing, it might be a little longer. I think it was, very cone-shaped.
She looked like a KKK
alien
member.
Well, no, my sister's not a KKK member.
No,
let's just go ahead and get that out of the way.
No, I'm saying the cone.
You could have just said a hooded figure.
I think everybody knew what I would have been talking about if I mentioned a hooded figure. And that with the cone head.
Mm.
How many figures have you seen that are cone head actually? There's a movie or a show or something.
There is a movie
with
about the aliens that are cone heads. Yeah, that's the name of the thing. And that's what I was about to say.
You weren't gonna.
I was about to say like an alien from the movie.
Well, let's say
Coneheads.
they put the hood on. If they put a white sheet on, what if they want to be a ghost for Halloween or something? What are they gonna look like? They're gonna look like.
They're just gonna look like a ghost.
No, they're not.
Yes.
People are gonna be concerned for their safety when they're walking down the street and they see the Coneheads walking with the bed sheet on their head.
Well, if there's no like insignia on there, I mean, there's a difference.
I don't think there needs to be anything. I think everybody kind of knows what a white sheet with a cone head. Let's switch the topic from the KKK to.
Yeah, let's. This is a very
Did you watch the Kanye podcast?
No, I've not seen that one. Oh wait, when did that one come out?
I think it was a couple days ago.
Oh yeah.
Kanye dropped straight. I mean, he never misses with anything.
My favorite Joe Rogan podcast is the one with Alex Jones. Alex Jones is
where he's like, listen, I'm kind of retarded.
Yeah, and he's always throwing out these conspiracy theories. He said that there are people trying to kill him.
I remember one he talked about where he was. They said like the doctors with Planned Parenthood or something would like sell the babies to China, and they would use the organs and the skin of the babies to like make these mutated monster things.
Yeah.
And the weird thing when I was watching that podcast is when I was like, you know, when you're about to fall asleep, but you're not like quite asleep, like so you're kind of stupid. So I was like in that state, and I heard like doctors selling babies to China to make monsters or some shit like that. I woke up, I was like, what the hell's going on?
You know, I never asked you how your day was, and you know what's been going on in your life. So just go ahead and tell me a little bit about that.
I bet it's been alright. I mean, I stayed up all night writing a paper.
Last night?
Yeah, I got an A on it. Big surprise. Everybody saw that coming. Then I went to bed, woke up, attended class. Attended. Air quotes around that. Then,
yeah, if you guys don't know this, the trick is to wake up, turn it on, go back to sleep. And usually they'll end the meeting for you when it's over, so you don't have to worry about turning it off.
You don't even have to wake back up to turn it off.
Yeah.
So then, after that, I think Best Buy called me while I was asleep. So then we went to Cracker Barrel, home of the white people.
Yep, that's the whitest restaurant.
The white capital of the world, Cracker Barrel.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I went to Best Buy, and they had asked me a bunch of stuff. I had to give them like my ID and stuff like that. And I had to show them my student ID because I didn't have my Social Security card, so I needed like 2 forms of identification. So then I had to show them, you know, the my student ID where I look like. I got like the frog neck, the gizzard.
Yep.
I was like, yeah, I've dropped a couple LBs since then, about 50 of them.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about the weight loss journey.
Oh, it all started. I have to give credit to Kobe. God rest his soul.
Rest in peace. He was taken
and
too
Gianna
soon.
and everybody else on
rest
the
in peace,
helicopter.
Mambasita and Mamba.
Ever since then, it was like, I think a couple weeks after, I just got like this drive to just not be fat anymore. I don't know if it was like,
hell yeah.
I actually got the camel thing on the back of my neck.
Mm-hmm. The bump.
The lump.
Yep.
It was starting to form, and I went in the mirror, and I was like, oh my God, I need to stop this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 4 a.m. I just woke up, started running and stuff. That happened for a couple months. And of course, the quarantine happened. I ran 2 days in a row, and then they were like, all right, we're going to start quarantining. And I was like, all right, this is bullshit, because they're just trying to stop me from becoming great, because they know what's going to happen.
Yeah. You know, when the curfew was in effect, I would have hated for you to be running down the street and just be gunned down.
This is a SWAT team?
Yeah. Just the military comes in. There's a curfew in effect because of the coronavirus.
It's 5 a.m. I'm running with a hood on. They start blasting me from a truck.
But then, you know, you look at it now, they're not doing shit about it.
They never did anything about it.
No, they don't care.
They said it was necessary stuff, only leave the house, but they never, they didn't enforce that. People were out walking around without masks. You know the rednecks.
At one point, I was working at Food City, and they had to give us these slips of paper, and they were like, he's allowed to be out after 10 p.m. because he works at Food City.
So you wouldn't get shot?
Yeah,
on site?
or get arrested for being out after curfew. But, no, and then I think I lost it within a day. But I didn't need it because nobody cared.
No, the cops never do anything.
No. Especially in Elizabeth and Carter County area, the cops really don't care.
All the rednecks they wouldn't wear masks. I ain't letting the Corona take me.
I'm going to shoot it.
I'm going to shoot it. I wish the Corona would come to my town. They never did anything about it. And it kind of makes me... when they put the mask mandate in, they didn't enforce that either.
No.
It said it's necessary, but we can't enforce it.
There's no way, yeah, I mean...
I don't know how you're going to tell someone you need to do something, but we're not going to do anything about it if you don't.
Because that's just like...
That's our God-given right. I'm not putting a mask on.
It's like... Yeah, I don't know. You know, you're like, okay, you got to do this. But if you don't, we can't do anything about it. So just do what you want, I guess.
I walked into Walgreens and I was like, do I need a mask? They were like, oh, yeah, but we can't tell you to put or leave or whatever. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go on about my business. Like,
well, I know Walmart was starting to kick people out because they weren't wearing masks. But
that's popular in the Carter County area.
Yeah.
Ignorance.
Speaking of that, I saw an anonymous person on my Snapchat who went into Walmart without a mask, and they were recording themselves. They wanted a reaction. And a worker said, hey, you're going to need a mask. And he said, I'm not going to die by a virus named after a bear. I'm like, that has nothing to do with it, really. It's just being selfish.
I ain't down at the China virus. I think this Corona stuff was around before... when did it get, like, January?
Before February, March.
I might have had it. Because I had all the symptoms. I was literally I wasn't in the hospital, but I went to the doctor. I was like, I think I got the flu or something. They're like, no, it's just the cold. They didn't even test me for the flu. They just assumed.
Yeah.
So I went home. Actually, they gave me steroids and stuff. And the next day, my stepbrother was like, let's go play basketball.
Yeah.
So I went and played. I'm not going to turn down a hoop session, ever.
No.
So I took the steroids before I went and played. I was feeling good the whole game, and then after I was like, I had this crater in my chest, like I just couldn't breathe. So the next day I felt even worse, and I went to the doctor, and they didn't test me again. So I went home, and I was just laying there, like, just passed out. I couldn't even keep my eyes open, and my cousin would walk in the room every now and then and be like, "Babe, you okay?" And I'd be sitting there just slumped over. I couldn't move for days.
Yeah, I think I may have... Honestly, no, I don't think I had it. I feel like, there's people that's asymptomatic, and I think I'm one of those people.
Because you're built different? Is that what they've been saying?
One, because I'm built different, and two, because I worked at Food City. I worked at a supermarket, I guess you can call it a supermarket.
So working there makes you...
No, you know
stronger?
how many people I came in contact with who would not wear a mask?
I would assume everybody.
About 70% of the Carter Countyans would not wear a mask, and I was interacting with them on the daily.
The Carter Countyans.
And I don't know. I feel it's real crazy how I did not get it.
I like going into the stores and seeing the tape, the follow line or whatever, and people just completely ignoring that. They don't have masks on. Social distancing's not a thing to them.
I went to, speaking of Food City, I went there the other day to get some food. And,
naturally, at a grocery store, you would go get food.
I mean, sometimes you get
not at Food City. What else?
Beverages.
Well, I mean, that falls into
drinks.
The line with food.
Well, anyways, so I was checking out, and all of a sudden I feel this figure behind me. I turn around. This lady is literally 6 inches from me, breathing on my neck, no mask, breathing on my neck, and she says, "Can you hurry up?" Like, what am I supposed to do? It's not my fault that they're taking a long time. Also, back up, please.
Please back up, please.
Why?
Respect.
Why?
Did she really ask why?
Yes.
Like she hasn't watched the news?
Yeah, like she hasn't been around since March.
She's been hiding.
And it just blows my mind how people are so inconsiderate of a virus that's killed 200,000 people. But,
The China virus?
Mm-hmm. As Trump says.
I like all the people who say it's going away November 3rd. It's a hoax.
Yep. Oh, it's going away November 3rd. That's all an election hoax.
That's definitely not going to happen.
No.
All right, let me ask you this question. Do you think... I've been thinking about this a lot. This has been a long time coming for me, this question. Do you think at a certain age your license should be revoked?
Yes.
I don't think... Because once you get to
I think 75.
75, 80, depending on the... or you should have to retake a test
Yep.
or something. Because you start losing a lot of cognitive ability at 50, 60.
I know from firsthand experiences, that's the people that almost sideswipe me the most.
It's because they're so old
It's
and
because
hunched
they're
over.
not they're not looking.
Because they can, I mean, they're...
Just the other day, I was driving home to Elizabethton, and this minivan just starts merging right into my lane, and I'm just riding...
Into your car?
And I had to slam on the brakes. They came about a foot or so from hitting my car, and
Right.
And then I honked the horn
And then
like for 8 seconds, and they would not look at me.
Well, it's because they can't hear.
It's because they didn't know. But yes.
Even if they did know, though, and you warned, like, with your horn, they would think it's your fault.
Yep, they would say it's your fault.
Yeah, they'd get out and start...
Stupid hooligan!
Get off your phone, even though you're not on your phone.
No.
Cause you know,
And I was not the one at fault, yeah.
or the one to merge into somebody else's lane. You're perfectly driving normal, and the old people just start cutting you off.
Another thing that the elderly do when they're driving, they love to brake check people.
They
love to
get
brake
off
check.
on that.
Oh, yeah.
They live for it. Especially...
They'll be going, and there's not a car for another half a mile. And they'll be driving, and, I need to slow down. I'm going about 5 over, and they just slam on the brakes. They don't barely push them. They slam on it. One time, I was driving through Elizabethton, and one person did that to me, and it was very sudden. It was an old person, yes.
Well, naturally.
And they did it to me, so I slammed on my brakes, and then the lady behind me couldn't react in time, and so she hit the back of my car.
That's not... Would that be... Technically, that's the woman behind you's fault, because she hit you.
No, I think it was the person in front of me's fault.
But if they dipped out of the scene...
Because I came close to hitting their car. But she... I guess her brakes were just not as good as mine. Because I have performance brakes. Because I drive a Formula 1 car. If you guys didn't know. But... Yeah, no, she hit me. We pulled over. Everything was fine. Her car wasn't messed up. Mine wasn't. I didn't feel like calling the cops. Also because I have 4 warrants out for my arrest.
Oh my god.
No, I'm just kidding. I have a clean record.
They asked me at Best Buy today about... Because it took them a while to get the background check. They asked me if I've been up to something. I was like, yeah, I had to call in a favor.
I've been wiping my records. I called Lester.
I had to get my crap erased so I could get the job here.
Called Lester to clean my records.
I hate when, like, different states and stuff. Every state has, like, a certain area, or not area, but, like, the whole state as a whole has, like, a driving reputation.
Well,
you know, Tennessee, Carter County is, like, one of the worst.
Carter County, it's nobody knows how to drive. Carter County, kind of John City, too. It's just all of East Tennessee.
Well, here's the thing with Carter County. My dad used to tell me when they get bored, they'd come to Johnson City and just start getting wrecks and stuff. Mm-hmm. Just because, why not?
Yeah.
Because, you know, like, nobody in Carter County works.
No.
I mean, people do. Respect to them, but the majority's old and retirement people who feel the need to wake up at the time I need to actually be somewhere and start driving 20 miles per hour on the highway.
They just love to go cruise at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Or walk, or... They like taking care of all their needs.
Yep, they love to do their driving for the day at 6 o'clock, and then they get done at like 6:30, and then they're back home.
Well, after the traffic rush is over, that's when they sit back, because they can't cause any wrecks and stuff.
They're who can I wreck today?
I mean, what do you do when you're retired? Because at our age, we're too busy all the time to...
I'm super busy all the time.
Well, think about it. If you don't have anything to keep you busy, then...
Literally just...
What, do you just want to go cause harm? Like the old
I don't
people
know.
do?
I think they're just like, oh, let's go have some fun, and then they accidentally it's because they, like you said, they need to either retake a test
or they should be taken
or
from
just
them.
revoke the license because
they don't know what they're doing.
It's terrible. It's
because their eyes are they're blinded, their hearing's bad,
cataracts.
They're hunched over, their posture's horrible. Mm-hmm. Welcome back to the We're Gonna Degrade Old People podcast.
We're not trying to go on this tangent, but I've had a bad experience with elderly people driving. Let's call them elderly people. It's a more politically correct term.
It's not like they're going to find out about this podcast anyway.
Yeah, they probably don't know how to use their phones.
They don't know how to use it.
Speaking of not knowing how to use a phone, my grandmother, shout out to her. She's a saint. Her and my grandpa both. But my grandpa recently got a smartphone. And before that he had a flip phone.
Yeah.
For about 12 years. And so he gets a smartphone. The first thing he does says, oh no, my grandma says this. She says, "Hey, I want to play solitaire on his phone. Can you download it for me?" So how you do that?
She asked you?
Yes. And so I downloaded it for her. And she said, "Oh, how'd you do that? How'd you get that app?"
And you have to walk through every step.
Yep. And then she said, "Wait, how'd you get to that part again?" And so I'd have to walk through it about 4 or 5 times. And then she recently called me last night about some safe driving thing on her car.
Yeah.
She said, "You gotta link the phone to the car." I was like, okay, this might be a little challenging, so I understand. I had to go to the App Store and download an app and just open it up and click link.
That was it?
Yep.
She needed help for
She needed help.
I mean, if they've never had...
My grandma still has a little... Her phone's maybe about...
It's like the first BlackBerry ever made.
It's maybe about 4 or 5 inches long, and it's just really skinny. It's got nothing but the keypad, the number pad, and then a screen that's maybe 1.5 inches in diameter.
I don't see... Okay, well, old people have a hard time seeing. If the elderly have a hard time seeing, I don't understand why they have such small phones. And even on the smartphones, you can change it where the text is bigger and everything like that.
Yep.
I'm surprised your grandparents even have a phone. I'm still trying to convince my grandpa to get one.
He doesn't have one?
No, he won't.
He's worried that the government's listening.
He's a little concerned about, like... Sometimes he goes into conspiracy theories, like, oh, I don't want
he's
tracking me.
Does your grandpa wear a tinfoil hat?
No, he ain't one of them.
That's
He's
what,
like, I'm his voice of reason. Because he watches Fox News all day, and... I mean... and he tells me that's the most unbiased news network.
And it is one of the most biased.
We've had this conversation with so many
Yep.
times, where Fox News is literally just people agreeing with other people.
Yep.
They're like, "Do you think Obama's an antichrist?" And the guy's like, "Yep."
Well, another thing. So my grandma loves Facebook. She loves Facebook. That's where you find the most obscure stuff.
Is that where I followed her?
Yep, that's that one.
Or no, I just saw
she's,
it.
"Oh, Nicholas, you see this one? They said something about the Pope or something." I'm like, "What did the Pope do?"
Who cares?
And the Pope has dementia because of this one thing. And
What?
I'm like, what?
Facebook might be the biggest contributor to fake news.
Yep, because it's everywhere.
It's ads and cookies and it's not malware. It's the cookies, because they look at what you're looking at on there, and they use like algorithms to put the ads on and stuff. So you're gonna see what you want.
And it's like every day you hop on, it's like, oh, famous actor, one of these famous actors dies, and you go look it up, and they're not dead.
And the link you clicked was like malware,
spyware, and
yeah. I think old people are the most like susceptible to that because they don't know about stuff like that. They're not aware.
Well, my grandma's she's been in that field before. Like she
get scammed.
No. She worked for like a call center, and like she knows about all these scams and stuff that's going on. So she kind of protects against that. But my grandpa, honestly, my grandpa doesn't even use his phone. My grandma uses it more than him.
That's what it was. She wanted him to get it, so then she
can
use it.
Yep. She was just mooching off of him.
How long have they been married? I don't think it's mooching at this
point. Probably, I think like 40 years.
I think that's not mooching. That's just called marriage.
It's just called we share everything because we're married.
Communism.
My grandma used to have a waterbed. And
when? Don't say recently.
No, like 2010.
Oh my, that's still like...
And that...
concerning.
Yeah.
What if she was sleeping one day and like...
it just popped?
What if only the top opened up and she fell in and drowned in a waterbed?
I don't think that's how that works.
What if that's what happened?
Anyways, the waterbed, I don't know, it's like an amusement park, basically. Just like a little tiny amusement park. I would be like... 2010, I was what, like 9, 10 years old?
So you're about 200 pounds?
No.
You're about 250?
That was
6'4"?
That was the like year and a half span that I was like super skinny.
I started getting big in like 8th grade, like high school.
So in 4th grade, the doctor told me I was gonna get diabetes. Like he was telling, how old would I be in 4th grade? What like?
Well, how old are you now? Are you 20 or 19?
I'm 19.
You turning 20 this year?
Yes, in April I am.
Okay. So, probably
wait, hold on.
I don't know.
It's 2001.
You had to have been 10.
I was 10, probably like 8 or 9, something like that.
4th grade? Yeah, okay, yeah. I was thinking 5th.
Anyways, so the doctor told 8-year-old me that I was gonna get diabetes.
Tell you stuff like, did he try to scare you into it, like getting
Yes,
better?
yes.
Like you're gonna get your arm chopped off and
Yeah.
Oh, they
He
love
was
that.
telling they love telling 8-year-old kids that. They love telling little children.
They love destroying people's dreams.
And so I was playing football at the time, and 8 years old, I had the initiative to go run every night.
At 8?
At 8 years old.
I was playing with Legos when I was 8.
Yeah, well, anyways. So I did that, got skinny, and then...
It all went downhill again?
Honestly, I don't know what happened. I think between 5th and 6th grade, I just, was yeah, I like to eat. And then...
I ain't turning back.
And then,
this is my calling.
In 6th grade, I looked like an Oompa Loompa, because I was, really short and really round.
When did you start getting real tall? Like high school?
Even that was the case. The Oompa Loompa was still the case till the beginning of freshman year.
See, I've always been short.
Halfway through freshman year, I don't know what it was. I grew up to 6'4", and I didn't look as round
because it filled out.
Yeah, but it was still there.
If God gives me 6, whatever, I'm going to the NBA.
And yeah. Now I'm back on
8-year-old you.
Now I'm back on the track to losing weight and getting skinny.
I feel like, but now at our age, I feel like once we do get to a healthy weight and stuff, like we build on that muscle, I feel like it's gonna be hard to get big again.
Yeah, if you're staying active. It's hard.
I feel like even if that, because your muscle that keeps fat off.
Because what I'm doing is, whenever I was losing weight, I was eating rice and chicken 2 times a day, and I was working out vigorously.
Right.
And so I'd be losing weight. Now, if I go eat like crap all the time and I'm still working out, I'm not gaining it. I'm maintaining that weight.
Yeah, I don't gain weight anymore.
So that's it's just a hard process. I think I'm about to start juicing up. Anyways, no, I'm just kidding.
I think I'm just gonna start taking steroids. Honestly, I feel like at our weight, I feel like it's easier to lose weight than it is to gain weight.
Yeah.
Like people who are let's say our height, let's just say average 5'9" or something. Let's say they're 100 and what would be underweight for someone like that tall? Let's say they're 110 pounds and I've seen it, so
yeah. You
know how hard it is for them to get up to 100.
Oh yeah.
60 is probably healthy.
Definitely not 110.
No. What are you gonna do with that?
Honestly.
Imagine you get in a fight and someone pushes you and you just fly or a gust of wind comes in.
Yeah, then you're just blown away, gone with the wind. I think a good weight for me is probably about 220, 230.
Yeah, because
that's what I'm
tall.
That's what I'm
Your whole family's tall.
Yeah.
Even though, from what I've seen, your family's tall.
My sister's really tall. And my
she's 6'2", 6'1".
6'1".
Wish God would have gave me 6'1".
My dad is 6 foot. So my sister's taller than my dad, and my mom is 5'10".
I got completely screwed with my genes. I was getting my dad. Since I was young, I've been bigger than the other kids and stuff. So my dad would always be "You're gonna be 6'3" and all this and that.
D1 football.
D1 football, baby. And then my grandma's telling me stories. She's got uncles and stuff like that in her family that were 6'7" and stuff like that. I was okay. I was I'm gonna be tall. I get to out of high school the dream's over after high school, pretty much. I can still hope because at 19 to 20, it's possible. There's a slight chance, but it is possible. So the hope's still there, but it's not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go ahead and just start asking you a couple questions.
All right.
So what was the craziest thing that's happened to you this year?
The craziest thing? I don't think surprisingly, I haven't broken my ankle this year.
Okay.
Have I? No, I haven't, have I? No.
Last one was in 2019.
Yeah, that was last
I remember
year.
it.
I think I broke it. I didn't break it twice last year, did I?
Yeah, no.
I had one in high school and one in college. Senior year, I had a break.
Yeah, I guess it was.
Twice in a year.
Yep. If you guys didn't know, Bailey's very prone to breaking
my
his
ankle injuries is very common. At this point, the last time I broke my ankle, it wasn't even oh my God, it's broken, it hurts so bad.
Yeah.
It was are you, again? For real, I'm going to have to do this again?
It's mainly because I'm always crossing him up and breaking his
ankles. That's not what it was. It's because I was about 263 and I'm 5'8". so anybody else with that, ratio is you jump up and come back down, your ankles are going to be screaming. Even just jumping.
Yeah.
A couple inches off the ground. Eric Jenkins.
Shout out Coach Jenkins, Brian Jenkins, Bluefield gang. He knows.
Honestly, though, I don't know if there's nothing crazy's happened. Corona's kind of shut a lot of stuff now.
Mm-hmm. Well, for me, the craziest thing's probably been, many crazy things happened while I worked at Food City. There was one time I was opening up the store, and this lady comes in. I think she was tweaking on something.
She's at Food City, so you gotta be tweaking.
At 7 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
And,
they're just looking for trouble.
Because if you see a person that comes into Food City at 7 a.m. and they're not an elderly person,
they're tweaking on something.
They've either been up all night,
yeah,
or
they've been shooting up in the dumpster behind Amigos.
Well, let's not assume, but I was just thinking that. Anyways, so she comes in, and she almost runs me over, running into the store, running.
Sprinting?
Not even a light jog, like sprint.
Like she's got to break the 40-yard dash record.
Yes.
That's what she's going for.
Yes.
Okay.
And she races down the aisles and finds like a 32-ounce Dr. Pepper after like 5 minutes of looking for one.
I don't trust people who drink Dr. Pepper.
Anyways, she does that. Our self-checkout things didn't open till 8. She was over there going to the self-checkout trying to press the screen, and it clearly said, "This register is closed. Please see a clerk."
I bet she got pissed off.
Oh, she was mad. And one of the managers, he was like, "Hey, I don't know if you know this, but it's kind of closed right now." Because it wasn't the fact that it was just closed. We had the whole thing blocked off by buggies. And we didn't.
So she had to go out of her way.
She moved the buggies, tried to self-checkout, and somebody told her no. And then So
she sees the blockade.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't know. She doesn't have the right mindset that you can't go there.
Yeah.
But she's tweaking, so she's just going to fight through it.
And so then after she checks out, I give her a Dr. Pepper back because I was a bag boy, you know.
I've been there, done that.
Hey, anyways, so she gets out, sprints back out of the store, and runs through the parking lot and trips over the speed bump. It was probably one of the craziest occurrences I've ever seen.
She see you? Food City?
Yeah.
For putting the speed bump there?
Yeah, placing a speed bump at the last second.
They're trying to kill me. That's a health hazard. I don't know. I feel like Corona's just shot down a lot of crazy stuff. Especially I don't work. I'm kind of a bum right now. Well, I mean, not right now, but...
You're working at Best Buy now?
Yeah, now we changing. We going
Big things coming your way.
Nah, but the Corona's definitely screwed over a lot of stuff that probably could have happened. Especially just going to classes and stuff like that.
You know, the decision to just resume football was very, very, like, unprecedented.
I think basketball was...
Yeah, see, I think it's odd that whenever it wasn't even at its peak, they were shutting down March Madness, which I understand because they didn't know much about it.
So there's probably a lot more scare there than it needed to be.
Yeah, but now.
But when cases were getting it at the highest they've been.
Hey, let's go ahead and open football back up. Let's go ahead and start it.
It's football season. Here's the thing. Here's the problem with society with this. Okay, so it's clear that the shutdown should have lasted longer.
Yeah.
Because you don't want cases going around. Like, they're still going up now.
No.
But people want to force back the normal, like, society. Mm-hmm. So they can't just wait just another month. Not another month. It'd probably take a couple more months. But then there's, like, this big problem with, like, okay, well, people are going to lose their jobs and stuff because the economy can't hold up with this shutdown. But society don't. Hey, we got to open schools back up. The value of a life. What?
I don't think opening schools back up was the best decision. But
they didn't open up college. Well, I mean, I think they left it up to the college.
Yeah.
Ours is
basically all virtual. 85% online, 15% in person. Which I don't know a single person that's had an in-person class.
I think that's a made-up statistic.
Yeah, just like Wyoming. Wyoming isn't real. But
I've never seen anybody from Wyoming or met them.
I know, like at UT, they're just going on business as usual. While
they're just having normal classes.
I don't know if they're having normal classes. They're just everybody's out and about all the time. Shout out to UT. Shout out to everybody at UT. UTK baby. Go Vols. Even though I'm a Wildcats fan.
I don't like the Tennessee fans. I'm a Tennessee fan, and I don't like other Tennessee fans.
You go ahead and expand on that. I don't have room to talk because I'm not a Tennessee fan.
Well, here's the problem. They set, like, just like any sports team, every year's our year.
Yeah.
Even though they know.
But I feel like it's more often that
Tennessee always, it's always our year, apparently.
Always their year until they go,
until they lose.
5-5.
What have we won? What if Tennessee won 2?
They won their bowl game last year.
No, I'm saying now. Like, what is it? How many games have they won?
They're 2-3.
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And who'd they beat? They beat South Carolina.
South Carolina and
I don't remember what the other team was, but it's just I just feel like even in Tennessee basketball, I'm not a Tennessee basketball fan, but I clearly see this.
Yeah,
they have 0 championships, and they always are talking crazy.
Always talking about I mean,
what's the furthest they've gotten?
I think the Elite Eight.
That's funny because my team, I think we have, what is it? What is Carolina like? It's 5 or 6.
That's funny because the number 8 is how many national championships Kentucky has.
Well, UCLA has the most.
They have the most, yeah, but
nobody talks about them anymore.
Kentucky's a close second. So
Tennessee's not very close.
No, hey, just give them 8 more years. They got it. They're gonna win 8 straight.
No, they're not.
They're not 8 straight.
They're not gonna win anything. 8 straight.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is because
Yeah.
they got to stay there for 4. They're gonna start bringing in NBA players to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant just signed with the University of Tennessee.
John Morant going back to college.
He's coming back, baby. He's got to finish this time. Wait, let's say somebody goes to the NBA. Does that like automatically like rule them out from coming back to college?
Yeah.
Because what if they only played 1 year? You got 4 years. So what if you? I don't think they would rule. Like I don't think anybody's ever thought of it. Like what if some guy was like?
It would have to go to the. I'm pretty sure it'd have to go to like the school's athletic director to approve it, and I don't think they would.
What if like
just because of the backlash they would get from it?
LeBron's never been to college, and he's like, I'm going to Ohio State, and then he comes and starts playing basketball, and they win championship after championship, like 4 years in a row.
Yeah. Well, also, I just want to say sorry to all the Tennessee fans that we just offended.
I don't care.
I know you don't care, but we would like you guys to remain viewers.
Well, I mean,
of
I'm a
this
Tennessee
podcast.
football fan, but I'm just
talking
saying
about
what I'm saying.
I'm talking about basketball because we need viewers, and I know a bunch of people that are Tennessee basketball fans.
They'll be fine with it. They know who.
They'll be fine.
They know who the dominant teams are.
They know we're kind of joking.
The blue blood.
Yeah, there is truth in every joke.
Just a little.
Just a little bit.
I don't know. I feel like it for real is like that. I feel like if somebody starts, I've had conversations with people about like. Once somebody starts joking about something like a lot, you're starting to think it's like.
Yep. If they bring up that same joke all the time,
they think it's real.
Yep. Because they're just finding a way to break it to you.
Like being a member of the big community back in the high school. I mean, I was friends with a lot of people, but like, I mean, if my friends call me fat, I don't care. But like, after the 200th time, I'm starting to be
first few times, whatever. You just keep on.
200th time, I'm like, this guy's kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
This guy's kind of a dick.
Hey, stop being a dick.
Please leave me alone. I just want to see.
Like, I'm just trying to live my life.
I think they should retire my hoodie at Elizabethton.
You are
the Lions hoodie?
One of the most influential people
who
behind
never played
me.
a sport?
Behind me.
I think no, I was definitely. Well, here's what happened. I had a rise to fame. Like, from freshman to junior year, I was kind of, like, under the radar, really. I didn't really mess with anybody. And then second part of junior year, I started, like, hanging out with y'all and stuff. And my confidence got way higher than it should have been.
Carter put you under his wing, remember?
That's exactly what... He brought me up from the ashes.
Yep. Brought you from the ashes.
And he had me out there. I would just, That's when I started, like... Once you start knowing all the teachers and stuff, that's when you really can start doing whatever
when you're
you
cool
want.
with the teachers. I remember...
Don't be naming it, yeah.
I don't want to say high school was my glory days.
No, definitely don't live in the past.
I've closed the yearbook, but I just wanted to bring up the fact
we're talking about it, so it's all right.
I remember second semester of senior year, I didn't go to... The earliest I went to school was like 9:45.
They're not going to do anything.
And they didn't do anything.
If you had all your credits, right?
Yeah.
They can't do anything.
They were cool with
that.
me. The second semester of senior year was literally just it was just one of those things. I'm going because I have to have classes. I don't have to have credits. I was done, basically.
Some people really think like that though. Like high school's it. Like, that's when they've reached their peak. Like I'm not saying college. Like I definitely have had more fun in high school because I felt like it's not as serious, so you don't have to.
Well, we've only had 1 year to base it off of in college.
Well, I'm just saying like.
1 year in this.
Okay, well, my pandemic. 4 years so far in high school were a lot more fun because you don't have to take it seriously. You can like dick around in high school and still make A's and B's, but like in college, it's time to like get serious and stuff. Mm-hmm. So like, there's actual stress there and like actual worry of like, oh, I better pass this and do that. Because then if you don't pass classes, you can lose your financial aid or something. Mm-hmm. And then people like me, I'm done with college if I lose my financial.
That's
aid.
how I'm getting like. I'm getting this shit paid for.
Exactly, me too. So you don't pass, you're done.
After my sixth semester, so after my junior year, I have to have a GPA of 3.8 or I lose all the money that I've gotten for my first 3 years of college.
Oh my god.
For my APS scholarship. It's really kind of shady the way they're running things right there, but
They're definitely money laundering.
yeah. No, I understand that they don't want to give out these scholarships that was awarded based on your ACT score and give it out for you to do terrible in classes. To not try.
I don't understand how you can base someone's intelligence off of a standardized test.
People are good at test taking and people aren't,
I feel like I'm not a good test taker.
It just depends on if you can work well under time, time pressure.
It's not even the time. It's like, if I know this is going to, like, count for a lot.
Yeah.
It's not like basketball or something where you can, like, pressure doesn't really mean anything. Like, bro, I'm trying to... bro, I gotta pass. I gotta do good on this so I can go do something. But you don't need a high ACT score to...
No, I mean, but I feel like that's just one of the easiest ways for them to try to... Yeah. Try to, target your intelligence range.
I don't think that's a good way to do it.
No, it's not.
What did Einstein... Was it Einstein who said, if a fish lived its whole life, like... What was it? You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
It was like...
All I know is that Marshawn once said, I know I'm going to get got, but I'm going to get mine more than I get got.
Einstein said something like, if you judge a fish's ability to climb a tree its whole life, it'll like live its whole life thinking it's stupid or something like that. So I feel like people perform better in different scenarios, obviously.
The train's going by.
The TSU train?
There's a train that comes by probably about once an hour, which we're not even at the hour mark yet. And it literally went by right before we started. So there just must be...
We actually were on pause because of the train.
Yeah.
I was going home the other day from my dad's house, and there was this train. All right. The line was backed up. There was like all the way across the bridge. Like going through Watauga to get to Johnson City and stuff like that? Line all the way across the bridge, like all the way backed up. This train went on for 30 minutes. I timed it. It went on 30 minutes nonstop. It didn't stop.
No way.
I promise.
There's no way you timed it and it was 30
minutes.
minutes.
I timed it. It was 30 minutes. The train did not stop. I don't know if there was like... I don't know if the head train people... I don't know what they're called.
Conductor?
Conductor's the one who runs the train. I'm talking about like the head's...
Train master.
Train guy. I'm talking like... I don't know if he was like, you know, it'd be funny if we just sent this huge ass train.
Yeah, just through... Yeah.
through Watauga just to screw everybody over. I actually could have got out of the car and probably like... jumped the train.
Like in GTA?
And walked home faster than waiting. It was ridiculous. I got another question that I've been thinking about. If you could go back to any time ever, since the beginning of time, Adam and Eve or whoever, whatever religion, what time period would you go to?
I want to hear your answer first.
That's hard to say. I feel like now's the best time, but obviously I'm not going to come here. I've already been here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go back to the 1300s. I'm trying to see how long I can survive like the plague and...
Well, I've been playing, recently, I saw it was on sale, Assassin's Creed Origins, and it takes place in Egypt. So I think that was a pretty cool time, honestly.
You want to be in Egypt? You know how hot it is?
That or, I also played Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and that was a fun one. I think Greece would be really cool.
Do you think aliens, like, built the pyramids and stuff? You think aliens built the pyramids?
If you look at all those blocks that it took to make that, you know how much those weighed?
I mean, they
weighed tons.
I've seen so many YouTube videos. They had to, like, where the pyramid is placed, like the big one, whatever, I don't know what it's called.
Giza?
Yeah. It's, like, positioned at the center of the Earth. It's off, like, 1 degree of true north. So it's, like, at the center of Earth. Like, I don't know what math equated. You think...
There's no way they knew.
No.
They probably didn't even know there was another continent.
No. They're too stupid. They're not worried about that. Some Africa. Alien dude came down. He was like, we're about to build this pyramid. Mm-hmm. I bet they were like... I've seen the YouTube videos. They're like batteries or something that powered the civilization.
Probably.
And they would use, like... Because they're, like, built over these caves that could conduct electricity. And the way the pyramid was built, it was, like, the gold at the top. Like, I don't know what it did. But, like, I saw... You know how the ancient alien people are with the diagrams and stuff. It showed, like, water going to the top of the pyramid and then, like... giving electricity to the whole whatever.
It's hard to say, but yes, I don't know. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna stand on this hill and die for this, but I'm gonna think that like the aliens had something to do with it. Some being had something to do with it.
Where do they live?
Who?
Do you think they live? What if they live in the ocean?
Who?
Aliens. They wouldn't live in the ocean?
No.
I feel like
they came down, built that, and then just left.
Where would they go? Where do you think they live? They could live in the ocean.
Other planets?
They could definitely build something. If they can, like, do space travel, they can definitely live in the ocean.
Like Atlantis?
Yeah.
Type thing?
Atlantis is real. That definitely existed. I've played Odyssey, okay? I've seen it. I was
video
there.
game showed me that it's real.
Because everything that it depicts is true. Every
Yeah.
video game, anytime they show anything historical, it's true.
Well, since we're talking about aliens, I saw this, I've seen this conspiracy theory that aliens are real, but they don't mess with us because, it's like us looking at ants. Like, they're watching us from afar.
They don't even want to, like...
And they're like, okay, they're doing something down there, but it's nothing worth our time.
That's ridiculous. Because I think... What do you think an alien looks like? Do you think there's, like, different kinds, or do you think there's just, like...
I think there's different kinds.
What do you think, like... They can't be big.
Yeah, they could.
If you're...
I feel like they are. I feel like they're huge.
Well, like, if there's space travel and stuff, there's no gravity to, like... They're going to have a lighter frame. Like, even if you live on Mars or something, they showed, like, you would be taller and, like... You'd be real skinny because of the gravity difference. So, like, an alien shows up down here. What if I just start, like, walloping on its ass? Like,
I feel like you couldn't because it's got all that technology.
what if I told the alien, like, let's fight?
It wouldn't do it.
My planet for your planet, like,
it
to the death.
You know why it wouldn't do that?
Why? Because it'd shoot me?
Because it's looking back at its fellow aliens and they're like...
Yo, that guy's crazy.
You're like, if you lose, you're banished.
No, he's dead. We're fighting to the death for the planet.
If you're fighting to the death, he's going to use his ray gun or whatever he's got.
No, it's hand to hand. It was predestined by... Do you think... I was about to say something, but they're about... I feel like they could... What if the government, like, knows about aliens?
Oh, I guarantee they do.
I mean, they probably... No, the government definitely doesn't know about aliens.
Yeah, just make sure
They
you're
would never...
really close to the mic when you say that.
They would never not, tell the truth to the people, their citizens. No, they definitely know about aliens.
Yeah, well... Oh, here's another thing I was talking about just last night. Speaking of aliens, Area 51. You believe all that stuff's there? Like crazy stuff?
Alien shit?
Like aliens, time travel, all that stuff?
Yeah. I don't think time travel can be possible. I feel like when something... Because we would have... Like, let's say somebody goes back in the time now. Unless they're super... You know how that time travel works. You have to be, like, super careful. Like, you, like...
That's one thing.
You kill a cockroach, like... You come back to the future and there's, like, 40 million people dead.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think that there's stuff at Area 51. But I think that too many people know about the one in New Mexico or wherever it's at.
Do you think there's a secret area?
Yeah. No, so here's what I'm getting at. So, too many people know about the well-known Area 51.
Right. The most common.
They've moved it probably like 30 years ago. They moved all their stuff somewhere that nobody even knows.
Ocean base.
I don't know why you like oceans so much.
Because we don't know about it.
No, I think they've moved it somewhere else that nobody knows about. And it makes sense.
Like Wyoming?
Yeah, like Wyoming.
Alaska? You know they pay you to live in Alaska?
Who?
The government.
Why?
They pay you to live... Because nobody wants to live there. Why would you want to live in Alaska? What's there?
Cold.
Cold and death and bears,
Moose.
polar bears.
Moose.
Moose. Seals. No, they don't live in Alaska. Grizzly bears.
Yeah.
Whales. What if you're on a boat one day and it's like a whale just jumps out and just destroys the entire thing?
I doubt that's the way it works because I don't think they're that close to the
Whale?
land.
No, I'm saying if you're on a boat.
Oh, yeah.
Well, unless like... Bro, nobody's living in Alaska. You couldn't pay me enough
My
money.
grandpa lived in Alaska for a while.
Sure you didn't work for Area 51?
He might have. I don't know. I don't ask him too many questions.
We're going to Wyoming, Nick. And you're like, okay, wait a second.
Wait.
Wait just a second.
We're going to, air quotes, Wyoming.
Wyoming's not real. What's there? My dad went there.
Okay, somebody told... I forgot that Yellowstone is there. Part of Yellowstone is there.
Okay.
But... Then again, I mean, honestly, who's like, hey, let's go to Wyoming, kids?
What if you had to live in North Dakota?
North Dakota.
You want to talk about nothing. There's nothing there. I would rather live in Alaska before I lived in North Dakota.
Uh-huh.
What do you have? Nothing.
Nothing.
You wake up, nothing. Go to bed, nothing. Like, bro, what's the move? What's the move, bro? Nothing. We live in North Dakota.
You've got Canada to your north.
Canada's not all that. I've been there.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. My dad literally went to Wyoming. I'm putting the air quotes on Wyoming because that shit's made up. He literally went there. He, like, films a whole video, right? Of just, like, the scenery and stuff like that. Like, he went on a fishing trip. He was like, I was like, why'd you go to Wyoming? They don't have anything we don't. He was like, oh, look at the mountains and stuff. I was like...
We have mountains.
We have mountains. And, like, there's, buffalo or bison, I don't know. And he was like, oh, look at that. We don't have that here. I was like, that's a cow. That's a dressed up cow. You
Now-
could have fooled me.
You got me thinking about a crazy story I experienced a few weeks ago, or probably not even. I think maybe like 2 weeks ago. Speaking of mountains, Johnson City is right near Buffalo Mountain. It's a state park in Tennessee. It's part of the Cherokee National Forest.
Oh.
So, anyways, there's these trails for like Jeeps, ATVs, 4-wheelers, all that stuff. Anyways, one of our guys, he went up there in a Jeep, went on a very narrow trail, slid off down into a bank, hit a tree with the back of his Jeep, and he called me and my buddy Landon to come get him out. And
he didn't call his insurance company, or?
Well, the place he was at,
they ain't gonna come out there.
Really?
Yes, they'll come out there.
There was no way.
They're built different. Insurance companies are built
Anyways,
different.
so we get in my buddy Landon's truck, who's got a nice Tacoma.
Yeah.
And we get up there, after trying to traverse through these rocky terrains and like all this stuff. We finally get near him, and then there's these 2 trees that we have to get around, and they're narrower than his truck. So we basically got stuck because we couldn't find a place to turn around. And after dude got stuck, we got stuck.
Did you have to call more backup?
We called more backup. A brigade of like rock crawler Jeeps and everything showed up.
Brigade?
And,
Who are they? Who's the brigade?
Some random people. I don't know who
they
were.
just showed up just randomly.
They showed up the next night.
Y'all were there a night?
Yeah, we were
a whole day.
We got there. The day we went, we got there at like 3:00. The time we got off the mountain, it was 11:30 that night, and we hadn't even got his truck off yet. His truck was still just sitting up there, and we had to call a couple more people we knew to get us and just take us back down.
You know who probably sent the brigade?
Who?
The insurance company.
Probably not. It was these random people, and they showed up the next night because we went up to go get my buddy's truck back and to try and find a way out. And after 2 nights, after a total of like 14, 15 hours, we had finally made it out. And I'm just gonna tell you, I'm never going back to Buffalo Mountain.
Nah, I don't mess with the wilderness.
It's just it just wasn't a fun time because of what we
happened?
went through.
Would you go? You like camping?
Sometimes.
I hate it. Why would you? Okay, here's the thing. Our ancestors fought and died for this technology now, right? So we could be inside, and we wouldn't have to be out there in the wilderness. Like, why would you want to experience the wilderness? Like, what's the... You like getting bit by mosquitoes and...
I think it's just a way to get away from everything, you know?
I don't know. I don't know if I mess with that.
You go and you're like, I just don't want to be surrounded by all the city lights. And
I'd rather be surrounded by the city lights than by mosquitoes.
that's why you bring mosquito repellent.
It doesn't always work.
Yes, it does.
I don't know. I've seen some big ass mosquitoes. Like, I'm talking like my forearm. Like, the ones in Texas are built different.
That night we were on the mountain, there was this mosquito, huge, probably the size of my, like, probably as long as my hand, huge, and I smacked it, and it wouldn't die.
That shit smacked you back?
It smacked me right in the face.
The ones down in Texas, you think you're tough. You go down there, they will, when they go to bite your blood, they will impale you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I literally felt a mosquito on my back, and I could see its, like,
oh yeah,
nose thing coming
all
through my
through,
chest.
Yeah.
And then it, like, its homeboy started picking me up and, like, carrying me back to its nest. It's bad down there.
Yeah, I don't mess with Texas. Okay. Actually, no, I mess with Texas, just not some parts of it.
We were in we were on, like, a ranch.
The rural areas, which I like the rural areas sometimes. Just depends on if it's out in BFE or if it's, like, you know, got nice stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like a ranch would be nice. Not just like out in the middle of the plains of Texas.
Plains of Texas? You get killed by steers out in Texas.
The steers.
You know what's crazy? I didn't see one person with a cowboy hat on in Texas. At all. I feel like that's like the biggest stereotype. Is everybody... I feel like it's becoming way more... I feel like Texas is way more modern than people think it is. Because cities like Houston and... People think of Texas as just like this big... ranch country is where we get cows from.
Just a bunch of grass everywhere.
No cities.
And the Alamo, and that's it. Yeah. The Alamo.
Texas consists of ranches and the Alamo.
And stairs.
You got to get meat from somewhere.
USDA certified.
Or if they don't have, I don't know. I just feel like Texas is not seen as what it actually is.
Yeah.
I feel like James Harden's there for a reason because, he plays better with... Texas has to have good strip clubs, otherwise James Harden would be demanding a trade.
Probably.
Didn't they retire his jersey in a strip club?
I wouldn't doubt it.
They did somewhere.
I wouldn't doubt it.
They definitely did somewhere. He spent $1 million in one night at a strip club.
Of course, when you got money like that, you can.
I got money like that. I'm just working as Best Buy as like a cover-up.
Yeah. Since you're talking about basketball, what did you think about the finals?
It's exactly what I thought it would be. I didn't think Jimmy Butler was going to play as good as he was. I always knew Jimmy Butler was about that life, but I didn't think he was like that. But, LeBron's definitely about that life. He had to put Jimmy in his place.
I think LeBron got carried.
By who?
By a few games by...
KCP?
Yeah.
J.R.
Smith carried him.
Oh, with his 10,000 claps and one shirt removal at the end of the game?
Yeah. And the way he couldn't open his eyes after the game.
Did you see Kyle Kuzma take the picture Kobe did?
Yeah.
Like, he contributed?
Yeah, like he did something.
Like his 8 points per game, like... I averaged 8 points a game for Kobe.
And I think... No, when I say he got carried, I think AD carried him a little bit. AD should have won Finals MVP.
Nobody thinks that.
I think that.
Well,
Logical people think that.
Nobody thinks that at all.
It's a hot take, everybody.
Well,
take.
Did you watch the finals?
Yes.
You're a Tyler Hero dick rider, so
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
He's cold.
He's not cold.
He averaged 20 in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Ooh, okay. You mean what's it called? The Weast? It's not called the Weast. It's like people call it like the least.
Bro.
Because the East is so weak. Is the weakest conference. That's why everybody was talking shit about LeBron until he went to the West, because they're like, oh, he just runs through the East every year.
The West had nobody this year.
What are you talking about?
They didn't have... Okay, never mind. The East, you can't say they didn't have anybody.
They didn't have anybody.
The Bucks. Celtics.
No, the Bucks have one player. And
one player who got them through the whole season.
They're a regular season team. What they do in the postseason does not,
correlate.
Work. It don't work in the postseason. Or the playoffs.
So what about the Celtics?
They're not. They're still young. They're still a young team.
I'd say next year they'll probably make it to the finals.
I don't know. I think if anybody... Okay, if the Nets can get KD and Kyrie...
If they can click...
Yeah, if they cannot be soft... Bro, I saw a hot take by Kevin Durant. He said Kyrie is better than Allen Iverson. And I was like, that's kind of facts.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Because he does everything AI does. Mm-hmm. I'd say his handles are way better. He's got the best handles ever.
Yeah. And he's doing it in a game where he's doing it in a decade.
He can shoot from anywhere.
He's doing it in an age where it's not the most popular thing to do.
You've seen his finishes where he 360.
Crazy.
Yeah, swing around
finishes.
Behind the back, reverse layups. I wish he'd stop doing all that and just I wish he wouldn't have been a bitch and went to left LeBron.
I wish he'd just take it to the rack every time. Just straight up, no fancy layups or
dunk it.
Yeah, dunk it all the time. Can he dunk?
Yeah. Yeah. You saw him at Duke. He was in the dunk contest. It's just why would you?
He just doesn't do it very often.
Chris Paul said, "Why would you dunk if you don't have to?" Like he said, "I'll dunk if I have to, but I'm not going to." He's like, "You're wasting a lot of energy. It's 2 points at the end of the day."
But then it also gets the crowd up.
It's still 2 points.
You think the crowd's gonna go crazier for a dunk,
layup,
or just a little finger roll finish off the glass?
A little finger roll finish, a little smooth.
I think it also depends on the setting of the game. Like you're down by 2 points, you hit a finger roll, boom, the crowd's going nuts.
I think they'd go even more nuts if you dunked it.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like it's necessary. I feel like Chris Paul knows a little bit more about basketball than me and you.
I don't know. I think I know a little bit
more. You know more than Chris Paul?
Yeah. I've been studying the game since I was in the womb.
He's playing it. I'm watching it. All right, we're in two different levels.
I'm analyzing things. He's just too busy dribbling.
Yeah, passing
He's just
around.
playing it. I'm analyzing the game.
He's playing checkers. I'm playing chess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's playing the little mind guy. I'm over here playing commander. I know what's happening.
Since we're on the topic of sports, how's your football team doing? The Lions.
They dicked down the Falcons. Everybody saw that coming. We wanted them to win. We wanted them to think they were going to win, and then Matthew Stafford does Matthew Stafford things. And
well, here's the thing about the Falcons: they love to blow leads.
Oh, they love it.
They love it. It's their favorite thing to do.
What, the Patriot? No, that's a Georgia thing.
It's just a Georgia thing, honestly.
The Braves here recently,
3-1 lead.
of course. Falcons in the Super Bowl, 28-3.
Georgia I'm pretty sure Georgia was up at halftime against Alabama. Yeah, they were.
And they blew it.
Yep.
I remember seeing the meme or whatever, like the heaven meme, and they had all the Georgia teams up there for choking.
My team,
Who do you like in the?
Well, I've liked the Jets, but recently, I mean,
their whole team's gone now. So
a few years ago, I started to just start rooting for my own state, start rooting for the Titans.
Because of Derrick Henry.
And because of my support, Derrick Henry started to go off, just because of me.
I believe that. You're definitely a motivator.
I texted him every night before the game.
You up?
Say, you up? Just go kill him tomorrow.
So I got another question. I got these questions summed up. Oh, wait, actually, let's talk about irrational fears. Do you got any? Because I have one completely irrational. I don't know where it comes from.
Like what?
Sleeping. It's really weird, I know. But, like, it's not sleeping by itself. It's the process of going to sleep. Or, like, maybe it's just losing consciousness. But, like, I am, like, I'll be getting ready to sleep. And I'm, like, I do not, like, if I didn't have to sleep, I wouldn't. Like, I feel like that is, nobody talks about that enough. Maybe I had some, like, PTSD when I was a kid or something.
I know my dad is deathly afraid of elevators.
That's kind of understandable. That's, like, claustrophobic. So.
No, it's. I don't think it's that. He's just afraid that
elevator phobia.
He's afraid that it'll just like
drop,
snap, and it'll just fall.
I've had that fear. I feel like, well, here's my thing. My whole family's like paranoid about everything.
Yeah.
So that obviously has an impact on me because they worry about literally everything. And it's kind of annoying. Especially, I hate this about them. They will. You got any like secret business in that family? You might as well just. You tell one person, the whole family knows. Like, I was literally getting calls about something. I'm not going to say what it was because it's personal, obviously. Yeah. But I was like, how the hell did you figure that out? Yeah. And he's like, oh, so-and-so told me. I go to them. I'm like, oh, well, this person told me. And it, like, goes back to the same person. I think my family's praying on my downfall.
They just don't want to see you win.
No, they don't. Because I got that drive in me, and they don't.
Think about what we're doing right now.
We're making a podcast.
Revolutionizing the game.
Nobody's ever done a podcast before.
Nobody.
Ever.
Nobody.
We're the first.
Joe Rogan actually called me, like, many years ago. He said,
I want you to do this.
He said, hey, I was thinking about what should I do next. I was like, do a podcast.
Is that what he said?
I said, you'll take the people by storm.
Do you know who we need to get? We need to get, like, Kanye on here. What if Kanye comes to the Sigma Chi house?
Hey, he would. I've got connections.
You know Kanye? Really?
No, Jesus.
We need to get Kanye. Episode 2 is going to be featuring Kanye, so stay tuned for that one.
Maybe even the president, if you guys want to see that.
Which president?
The president of Sigma Chi, Zeta Omega, Blake Wright. Not President Donald J. Trump, because I don't think that would happen.
Or future president Kanye West.
Yep.
You gonna vote? You voting for Kanye? Are you registered?
I'm registered to vote. I don't know.
I didn't register.
I don't know who I'm going to vote for because it's kind of the lesser. It's going to have to just be the lesser of two evils.
This election's worse than the last one.
Yeah, if you thought Hillary versus Trump was bad, get ready for 2020.
Here's the problem with that. I don't want to get political because I don't have a side. I'm just going to say what I've seen. I just feel like Trump is like, he just needs to shut the hell up. He needs to be quiet.
Okay. Hot take. He's doing an alright job. He just can't keep his mouth shut.
Uh-oh. We just lost everybody.
Yeah, everybody's gone. No more viewers. Which I think it's alright to state a little bit of a political opinion and people respect it. That's the way it should be.
That's the biggest problem with this country.
You say one thing and, don't even talk to me.
People see, like, other people as, like, you can't even look at them as a person anymore. You got to see what they think politically. And if you don't agree with them, then you're going to be hated for it.
Yeah, like, I'll go on Tinder. It's like, if you support Trump in any way, swipe left. I don't want to talk to you. Or if they're like, if you support the police, swipe left. I don't want to talk to you.
You can't base somebody's whole personality.
No.
I mean, some people are like that. Some people are hardcore, like, diehard on both sides.
No matter what he does, you know.
Well, yeah, that's obviously, like, taking it too far. That's taking it to the extreme. But you could definitely, like, you shouldn't look at people like that.
Like, blind loyalty is a bad thing.
Yeah. I feel like some people don't even know what his policies are.
I guarantee you, I I have people on Snapchat that are. I'm not gonna get close to specifying who it would be because they'll call me out. I mean, I don't care if they call me out. Anyways.
Yeah, you're building.
I know people that are just like, oh, I love Trump, and then you ask them like, oh, what's your favorite thing about Trump? He's cool.
He's cool. He says what he wants.
He's a businessman. That's the number one answer. Everybody says he's a businessman. Okay, well, what do you do? I don't know. He's just a businessman. Economy.
No, he's boosted it. Record high on the Dow or whatever.
Now, I'm not gonna be like, I know everything that he's been doing, but I'm not gonna sit there and just act like I know everything that's going on, and then I really don't.
I feel like Trump should just be quiet, and I feel like Biden's biggest problem is...
I think he stumbles over his words too much.
I feel like he can't form a sentence.
That's the problem, yeah. Because he doesn't know what he's going to say, and he just rolls with it even though he doesn't know what he's going to say.
I mean, that's respectable.
Hey.
He's like, shit, I'm already stuttering, might as well just start saying something else.
Might as well just...
And another problem he has is a lot of people look at him as like a kid sniffer and stuff like that.
Which there are, like, pictures of it.
I mean,
but honestly...
It's proven, but like, I mean... And a lot of people's problem with him is he's already been a vice president, and like they won't like what he did as a vice president.
Yeah, people just don't like the way he handled things there.
Yeah, so
which really, as a vice president, it's not really up to you, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Because you can say whatever, and if the president doesn't agree, you know.
Well, they just didn't like how he handled things. They're like, well, he didn't do this as a vice president, so what makes you think he's going to do it now? Yeah. And then Trump's thing, oh my God, the biggest thing with him, the Trump supporters are always saying, oh, he's not a politician like the rest of them. He won't bend his knee to the money or...
He won't bend his knee to Russia.
Do you think Russia actually helped with the debate? Or not the debate,
election?
But the election.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I really don't know. Because I've heard people say no, people say yes.
This is going to be an announcement on the podcast. If me and Nick get kidnapped by Russia...
It's the CIA or the FBI. They're coming for us.
If we don't make a podcast for another month, or if we're silent for at least a month, you got to call somebody. Actually, if you do call somebody, they'll be hushed.
Yep. I just don't want the elites to get a hold of us. We get suicided.
The Illuminati?
Yeah.
We get suicide? We commit suicide? Air quotes around suicide? Yeah. Oh, we found Bailey with a rope around his neck in his bathroom. I feel like people would get onto that quick. Yeah. They're like, ain't no rope strong enough to hold Bailey.
Needs a crane.
It's a damn crane.
Well, I think that might do it for tonight's podcast.
I think we've pretty much covered everything we needed to. What was on everybody's mind.
I think we went into pretty good detail about everything. But yeah, this has been a great hour that we've been talking to each other.
We don't have an exact schedule of when these are going to be. We're going to try to put them out on...
Okay, so today's Monday. You guys will probably see this on Tuesday or Wednesday.
We'll try to get consistent at some point once we learn each other's schedules.
Actually, no, probably not Tuesday.
You busy?
Yeah. We'll try to upload every Wednesday or Thursday.
Nick's the producer, so he makes these decisions.
I've got to edit all this stuff. Never done it before. So I'm just going to let y'all know.
The Instagram page will be up at some point.
I'll plug it.
The merchandise will be dropped. We ain't there yet.
If you guys want to know where the Instagram page is, I'll plug it. He'll plug it. My Instagram handle is @TheNickMiller, and yours is
Jaboy, JABOI_RunMuch. Two separate. Please don't put Run Munch.
Much.
Much.
Yeah, but it's been a great time talking to you guys. We're going to try and get some special guests on here next week. And we look forward to talking to you guys again. That'll do it. This has been the Miller Wilson Podcast.
Signing off.
Signing off for this week.
And if Russia gets us forever.
Yeah.